But, oh my goodness, I grew up in Church of Christ. This is my heritage. I am you. I was you. I wish I was still you, but I was you. I sat in this pew for year after year. You guys have padding. No, I didn't sit in that pew. This is where I came from, but I feel like Kevin Bacon this morning because I am coming to you with a message that scares me like crazy. Why? Because this was me. And celebration? What? It's a discipline? What? First of all, isn't it crazy that we've got to call this actually one of the disciplines that we might not be good at? Kind of like meditation, contemplation, silence. But it is a part of life. It is a necessary part of life to make us well-rounded Christians, which is ultimately, I think, what we're going for here, is that there are elements of the Christian walk that maybe we have not quite mastered, and celebration is one of them. Because, oh my, we are some stoic people, and I will get to that soon. In order for us to understand celebration, I think it's very important that we understand the Jubilee. And so I'm going to go Old Testament with you here. Maybe. It is on. It is not moving. Come on. All right, Steve, just hook me up. Ta-da! Nope, not that one. Steve said, this is your sermon, right? I looked at the screen. I was like, I don't know whose that is, but that's not mine. He just keeps putting me back there. He's like, I think he wants me to preach that sermon instead. I'm not sure which one it is. Hey, welcome, everyone. Hey, there's the Jubilee. Awesome, awesome. Do you guys know what the Jubilee is? How's your Old Testament knowledge? Pretty good? Pretty good? I mean, Church of Christ, we're pretty good about the New Testament. I don't know. We kind of got the Old Testament too. Here's in essence what it is. It's called one big act of forgiveness. And God said, here's what I want you to do. You are going to be my people. And they looked down at Israel and said, you're my people. Now, in order to make this all work, if you're going to be my people, we cannot have this whole fighting over money business. And so I'm going to make a really, really good system that takes care of the money problem. Here it is. Mark, you went broke. I'm so sorry about that. Here's what you're going to do. You are going to go work for Scott for a while. Now, don't worry about it. It's not forever. Because, you what? Afraid to fly. Nobody said the job was going to be easy. And yeah, you might need to go outside your comfort zone, but you can handle it. So you're going to go work for Scott. Now the beautiful thing is, off on the horizon, you know that God also created something called the Jubilee, which is Scott gets you to work for him for a few years, and then eventually he says, you're free, go back. Why? Because you're one of our people. You are one of God's people, and so therefore I'm not going to keep you forever because forgiveness. That debt still is there. We've got to take care of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to handle it by you working to pay off that debt, but then you're free. The debt is paid. Okay, so things get bad enough where you've got to sell some of your land, and so you sell that over to someone else. Jubilee comes along. Guess what? You got your land back. Why? Because we don't want to keep you in debt. We don't want to send you right back in debt again. Why? This is a vicious cycle. Welcome to America. You're in debt? Oh, I'm sorry. Go live on the street. Good luck. By the way, if you think America is bad, try Honduras. Ooh, wow. Try India. Try Brazil. I mean, there's some places in the world. Scott's probably got stories galore. There are some places worse than we are because we have that little safety net called welfare. And all of us complain about it. But trust me, if there's not a welfare system, you could go to another country and see what it's like. Yikes. Yikes. It is crazy. But nonetheless, God said we don't want any of that. And so we have Jubilee. And it is a time of forgiveness. So, Mark, things were bad. You worked for Scott. You lost your land. You get your land back. You get free from working. What does that do for you? Jubilee. And yes, Jubilee. You can't even say the word without getting excited. You're like, Jubilee. Yes. I'm excited. Why? I got my land back. I don't have to work for him anymore. I hate flying. Jubilee. And that's why Jubilee is just that. It's a time of excitement. It is a time of God's people where we're happy. We're so excited about the fact that we are forgiven. All of that is forgiven. We get all of our things back, and everything is turned to right again. Let's see if it works this time. Yes. And so you guys are doing spiritual disciplines, and you've dealt with things like meditation, where you're going to individually stop and think about God. You're going to meditate on His Word. You're going to meditate on God. Mr. Kelly, I am so sorry. I don't know if Scott is or Shane is this bad, but I'm a wanderer. Okay, awesome. All right, so I just got compared to Shane. Ugh, ouch. Love that guy. Solitude. You're going to go to solitude, which is alone. Solitude, like it's in the word. And you're going to do things by yourself. Silence, where you're not going to speak. A lot of things by yourself. Breath prayer, by yourself. But we have a few of these that are communal based, and one of those is worship. We come together to worship God. That is a communal activity. Celebration is a communal activity. This is one we're going to do together. Because what is the fun in celebrating by yourself? Woohoo! Anyone else? No one? No one? Woohoo! That's good. I'm done. Celebration needs to be done together as a family. And we want to celebrate a lot. So what is our purpose here? As you've been going through all of the spiritual disciplines, one of the first is that you receive peace and joy from the Father. As I spend that time in meditation, in contemplation, in silence, I'm trying to listen for a message from God. I want God to speak to me. And in that message, I'm going to receive peace in understanding my Father better. I'm going to receive joy because I know that I am connected to God. Take that same idea as we move forward. I want to be filled with His Spirit. Now, imagine this, that there is a point when you are so filled with His Spirit, it just bursts out. I grew up right here. I'm sorry, this is not our strong suit. There's not a lot of bursting forth in the churches of Christ. I have not seen it yet. I am hoping for it to come. Why? Because we're going to teach it, and we're going to encourage it, and we're going to become more Spirit-filled people. And we're going to make more Spirit-filled people in our young ones, and we're going to encourage them to be Spirit-filled. But what does that mean? Warning, warning. Ready? Spirit-filled people burst. So get ready for it. It's going to be weird. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be loud. But if you sit back and enjoy it, it could be fun. To watch these young people just so on fire for God, and you see what they do with their life. Every so often you see some of these people, you're like, wow, they are so on fire. Tom, thank you for your story this morning. He was telling me about Jordan. Now, Jordan has got a crazy nice job, and Tom, you just kept focusing on the fact that he's making some nice money. And I get it. Your dad can serve us. You know what I heard in your story? He is down serving the homeless, feeding kitchens. He is, give me some more. What else? He's preaching today. He's leading singing there. He is a young man that suddenly caught on fire, and it's just not making him sit still. I am sorry, guys. We have created a system where you come in here to worship, and most of the time we just ask you to sit still. And that's unfortunate, because God's people did not sit still very often. We let them wander in a desert. Even when they reached the promised land, we made them battle against opposing forces. And even when they were done with all of that, they still were a moving people. And unfortunately, we have created worship, and we said, this is what you do. You come in and you sit down and you worship. And that is unfortunate. So today I'm going to battle against that. Ultimately, we want to place our trust in God, and we want that trust to then create jubilee and excitement and happiness and overflowing of that Spirit. That is what we're going for. So when we receive peace and joy, how do we show it? I kind of talked about that a little bit, that it's going to burst forth. And unfortunately, here you go. I'm going to take you back through my childhood some more, because I think it's kind of fun. Like I said, we have become very stoic. Teens enjoy that picture. See if you can see Grandma or Grandpa up on there. Woo! I do dig the crowns. Wow. I like art. Hey, Grant. So think about some of the songs we sing. This is my childhood. And Christina, you're going to enjoy this one in a little bit, but here we go. This was, heaven came down and glory filled my soul. Filled my soul. When at the cross the Savior, He made me whole, made me whole. Woo! Feel the Spirit. And that was the way we sang it. I'm sorry, it was dry, and it was boring, and I did not feel like He made me anything but sleepy. And so I vowed, when I preach, I'm never going to make you sleep. No, I'm just kidding. It was somber. Wow. I've got a mansion just over the hilltop. Do you really have a mansion? If you really got a mansion, I've said, here's your mansion, just go over that hill. I promise you, you are running. You are cruising as fast as you can to get to that mansion. But instead, we were mansion just over the hill. Hey, thanks this morning for picking the songs up, man. It was great. I knew when I came here, I was going to do this part of the lesson, but I also knew, I know those song leaders up there. They're going to get them moving. They're going to get them excited. I especially appreciated the last song, man. I was like, thank you. Now that's an intro. Get them up, get them going, get them excited, get them ready for Nate, where they can't follow him because he talks too fast. When the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. Oh, when the roll. Yeah, you sound very excited that your name's on that roll. Is called up yonder. When the roll. Yes, praise God. Christia, this one's for you. Oh my goodness, I went to York College and York Church of Christ. We couldn't help it. We would go in there on a Sunday morning and Christia and I would be standing in there and this song was inevitable. I think because the choir director at the college loved this song, so he would lead on Sunday morning and this was the song he would sing and I promise you, this is the way it looked. Joyful, joyful, we adore thee, God of glory, Lord of hosts. You're even saying joyful, joyful, and you can't even sing it in a joyful manner. You are like, wow, are you really No, joyful, joy. I was like, good. Did we not? It was sad. We would just bump each other. We would get to laughing and giggling. Oh, heaven forbid we were joyful. I mean, talk about killing a mood. It was like, come on, guys. You are just now saying how happy you are, how excited you are, and you have forgiveness, and your name is called up on the roll, and this is how you act? Seriously. We are a stoic people, but we have done it to ourselves, and guess what? If we did it to ourselves, we can also turn the page and correct ourselves. And let's get a little excitement about the fact that you get to come here on a Sunday morning. You did not face persecution when you were outside of those doors. You walked in freely. You walk in here with a group of people that all love you, even though you are you. Do I need to say that again? And you get to sing to a God who loves you. And you get to do it boisterously and loudly and have excitement about it. And it's okay because Nate said it's one of our spiritual disciplines, so I get to, Mom. Ha, 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 ha. You're welcome, teens. What is the purpose of all of these spiritual disciplines? Well, one of the things, and my goodness, is this society, did I miss one? Oh, are you kidding me? That's not even nice. I was going to embarrass myself, but I'll just stand up here and do it. So why should we take on this spiritual discipline? Why should we celebrate? First of all, yes, not take ourselves too seriously, because we do take ourselves too seriously. We are a very egocentric society, and we've done that to ourselves as well. You picked yourself up by your own bootstraps. You are a self-made man. You are ingenuitive, and it's all about you. Well, in turn, then, what we've become is a bunch of workaholics. We all walk in with our cell phone, probably finished with the last text, still at work on Sunday, probably to somebody, in order to walk in the door to finally start to worship. And we work, 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 and we work. Goodness gracious, do we work. In turn, then, we get very serious about ourselves. Lord knows we need to get goofy again. We need a little time just to stop and laugh at ourselves. And you can see I am a great example because I will laugh at myself probably better than anybody else because I know more of the material. It's a lot funnier. I got stories none of you do, and when I tell them, you all laugh at me, and we're good. And that's all right by me. Why? Because I love to see you laugh. I love to see you enjoy life because you're only going to get this once. So if you're going to do it so seriously, you are wasting your time. And what a life. You're going to get done with your life and be like, yes, it was great. Lord, come get me. And then he takes you to heaven. Now, let me ask you right now, in all of your studies, what do you think that's going to be like? Hey, God, good to see you. I'm sorry, I didn't read that verse anywhere. There's a lot of praising, there's a lot of rejoicing, there is a lot of dancing. I can't believe I said it in church. Trust me, if you'd have gone to your college, it would have been choreographed movement. I think Harding was the same way, yeah. Oh, a lot of those that said, that's not dancing, we choreographed it. Excellent. As long as you are rejoicing, I'm all in. So do not take yourselves too seriously. This one right here, from a guy who lives in a town that had 3 suicides in a month, all teenagers. Yeah, oof. That's a gut check. Does that not scream out that we are doing something wrong? Why are these kids doing this? Nobody gave them a chance to just relax. Nobody gave them a chance to just rejoice and celebrate and have some happiness in life. Now, I will say this, knowing some of the homes that they come from, I will say that there was not a lot of proper rejoicing, proper happiness. It was parents that are doing not a very good job and doing some very poor modeling, I will add to it. We come from a rough area down in Jefferson County, and it's interesting, some of the families you come across. So I feel very, very bad for those kids, but for all of you here that don't live in Jefferson County, thank the Lord. I will say this, you need to relax. I do remember my time here. One of the struggles was getting people to be actively involved in church, and it was difficult because why? They got a lot going on. His job and her job. Okay, so there's both, okay, 2 jobs. All right, you're both working hard. And then you guys all think you need to do horsemanship, soccer, baseball, basketball, running, gymnastics. Give me something else. Ballet, yeah, and that doesn't take any time at all. So I get done with my job, and I get to throw the kids in the van, and we get to zip down the road. We got to hit the fast food place, and then we get over there, and we finally get to watch them do something. Whew, okay, we're done with that. Now back up. Oh, wait, I got to stop and go get the other kid back to his thing that's over here, or her thing over here, and we're running 400 directions, and we're just busy, 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 busy. You know the beautiful thing about celebration? You do nothing but stand there and celebrate. There's no agenda. There's nothing but just happiness. Calm and not calm, sorry, wrong word, but relax. You take away all that stress, and you need to take off some of that stress. And you know a great way to take off that stress? I think it's technically one word. It's called woo-hoo. I think it's why most of you really, really love your sports team, because it is one of the few times when you get to go woo-hoo. Yeah, Cards! Yeah, Blues! Yeah, no, not them. Yeah, St. Louis soccer team. Anyone? Creak, creak, creak. Crickets are chirping? No, I'm the only one. Awesome. But it is one time because you get to celebrate with them. Your team did something great. Yeah, you get to celebrate. And that, you know what it does for you? Actually, this one's for you. Anybody, who are my runners? Who are my runners? Runners, Jeremy, runners. I don't know, did your coach ever teach you this one? They say, it's scientifically proven, that if you want endorphins when you are running to help you run, you smile. Smiling helps you run. It is the craziest, weirdest thing I ever heard. I read it multiple times, I've heard it. That smiling gives you the endorphins that actually give you that feeling. I'm good to go. And we don't smile enough because we asked you all to come in here and I go back to Kevin Bacon. There is a time for everything under the sun. Yes, there is a time to be serious. When you're around communion, it's kind of a serious effect. But you know what? Even within that one, there is a final phase to that one, which is, yes, he died on a cross. I am sad about that. But he is also resurrected, which means, thank you, Lord. Jubilee. I mean, resurrection is the essence of it's the New Testament version of Jubilee. Here is all those things that you couldn't handle, that is all the sin that you can't do anything about, and guess what? I got it taken care of. You're right back to where you were. Jubilee. So even within communion, you can have this time of, yes, happiness, gloriousness, and we've got to lose some of this stoicness and just celebrate a little bit. It's okay. It is okay. You know what? I don't even know what my papers are here, so let's just go with this. You know, the beautiful thing about celebration is it's a great equalizer, because if you've ever been to a good party, you don't know who's rich and who's poor. Why? Because everybody's, yeah, everybody. And you don't know if the guy next to you is a millionaire or living on the street. No clue. Everybody's the same because we're all happy. You've been to the Cards game. I know some of you have done this. Home run, you turn around to the guy behind you, high five. Never met him in my life. Don't know who he is, but we're buddies now. Right? Great equalizer. No clue. No idea who that guy is. Doesn't matter. Now imagine that with you're dealing with a church service, that stranger who just walked in the door and you're next to him. Yeah! Praise God! And you never met him in your life. And your first encounter with them isn't a God moment. Wow, that's crazy. Pretty cool. The great equalizer. We need to celebrate. Not only that, my goodness, I don't know how you could ever hang around young people. When I get around like a 4-year-old, the party has started because they are contagious. They're hilarious. They say the words all wrong, which automatically makes you laugh. They've got way too much energy. They are way too loud, and those are all things I love. This is why I live at camp. Why? Because you all send your kids there and be like, woohoo! Finally, Jubilee! I got rid of my kids at camp. Good luck, Nate. Sucker. And I'm down there going, look at these little guys. Send them in the creek. They're pulling out crawdads. They're laughing about it. They're having a great old time. They slip and fall. They pick each other up and laugh about that too. Their mistakes, they laugh about that. Everything is fun to them. It is fun, and it is funny. And both of those are great things for you. You need them. You need fun and you need funny. It is a discipline. And unfortunately, one we probably need to practice a little bit more. So I hope that you have that joy that's contagious, that everybody around you sees it and goes, I want to be a part of that. So how do we celebrate? Exodus 15, not your verse, Bernie. For when the horses of Pharaoh with his chariots and horsemen went into the sea, everything's happy. Miriam, the prophetess, sister of Aaron, took a tambourine in her hand, and all the women went out after her with tambourines and dancing, and Miriam sang, and this is the great part, sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed. I am giving the glory to God my Father, but I am going to rejoice with God for God's victory. The horse and his rider he has thrown into the sea. And I am excited because what God has done in my life, or in our lives. I think that's what we're doing here today. 2 Samuel, I love this verse because it just, all of those people I've ever come in contact with that said, no, it's more of don't give wrong fire to the Lord. Kind of like, what are those, Aaron's sons, was that right? That they brought inappropriate fire. Right, that was always the one. So your worship must be proper because God demands proper worship. And they brought the wrong fire, and so therefore they got burned. That's always been the counter to this one, which is David brings the ark of God back to Jerusalem, back to Israel. As the ark of the Lord came into the city of David, Michal, the daughter of Saul, looked out at the window and saw King David leaping and dancing before the Lord, and she despised him in her heart. Back to 14, David danced before the Lord. He was wearing a linen ephod. So David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark, back down again. David's response is beautiful. David said to Michal, it was before the Lord who chose me above your father, above all his house, to appoint me prince over Israel, the people of the Lord, and I will celebrate before the Lord. I will make myself yet more contemptible than this, and I will be abased in your eyes because you do not matter. Sorry, I added a little. But in essence, that's what he just done telling her. You do not matter. I am dancing before the Lord, and this is all about God. And if God brings that out in me, praise the Lord, because the ark is back. We have brought the Lord back to Israel. We have brought back his sacred object that he gave us. And this is a big moment. And I will dance before God because I'm so thankful to him. And I will celebrate, and I will be excited because it's all about God again. And Michal, if you don't like it, it wasn't about you anyway. So how do you do it? Laugh, for goodness sake. You are funny creatures. I know because I'm one of you. We do some stupid things. Why do you not just laugh at them? You're like, wow, I can't believe I just did that. I can't. I was about to come up with an example from yesterday, but I don't know. Give me 5 minutes. I'll come up with another one. Cheer. Like I said, we're great about sports teams cheering, but could you imagine cheering for God? Okay, wow, because I'm that guy. Teens, can you help me, please, 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 please? Teens, ready? You've been to a game, right? Sports game? Okay. So if the crowd is really, really into the game, what do? Cheer, scream, right? What else? Oh, all right, the wave. You knew it was going to happen. So it starts here, right? Come on, all you've got to do is this. Come on, everybody. I know I'm picking on the teens. They help me, but you all get to join. Right there, up, Up, yes, yes, up, yes, up. Come on, you can do it. Yes, yes. Hey, hey. Wait. Nice. I'm telling you, what happens when we open the door for these teens and say, it's okay? What? Now, is that the way the wave works? No, it comes back. Come on, it comes back. Yes, 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 it comes back. Yes. Woo. Oh, my goodness. Wow. We've just officially raised holy hands in the worship. And that is more than some of you probably have done in your lifetime. You're like, this guy, don't ever bring him back, Shane. I am so glad, elders, that you got rid of him years ago. And I'm not going to lie. I said I grew up in this thing. I get it. I get it completely. You know, there is one song that I absolutely adore. It is 10,000 Reasons. Oh, my goodness, that thing tugs at me so hard. I'm not going to lie to you. I live at camp, and the beautiful thing about that is that song comes on my iPod, and I'm out there. Oh, my goodness, you just might as well run for the hills because they're squawking because I can't sing worth a hoot. But I will sing that out like there's no tomorrow. I will belt it out, and the squirrels across the way hear it like crazy. And I know that's only people who will. Thank the goodness for that. So I get to worship service, and that song comes on, and I get that same thing. But you know what I cannot do? I seriously can't do. That's all the farther I can make. I cannot do this. I cannot. My heart is doing it, but I can't get my hands to do it. I grew up right here. I cannot. I'm trying to break it. I am trying to break it. I'm like, this song wants me to just go, 10,000 reasons why I love you. And I cannot get my body to just do it. I'm working on it. I'm asking you to work on it. Show a little bit and understand that you come in here to worship God and you're not worried about who's sitting next to you or across the way. And give it to Him. And give it to Him every morning you come in here. And yes, there is a time to dance. Your holiday happening. Thank you for that. That was one of those cool things that was created here. And it was a great celebration time for this family. Jump up and throw a little dance. Yeah! I'm not saying that you're going to just, start square dancing or something, but but it's okay. It's that physical activity that it's exaltation. And the holiday happening is all about family. That's not really a God moment. That's just about family. We want to come together and just laugh as a family. And we have a lot of those moments. So when do we celebrate the holiday happening? So holidays are one. The problem with Thanksgiving is it started out as a really good idea, but now it's just a nightmare. You invite your family over, and that might be mistake number one. And somebody's got to slave in that kitchen for hours on end. That's mistake number two. And the longer you're with the family, the less you enjoy them. Because there's always crazy cousin Louie or whoever his name is that just messes the whole thing up and brings up politics in the middle of a family. Should have come to class this morning. I had politics and religion all in the same thing. Woo! Talk about a nightmare. I'm surprised I made it through class. So we've destroyed holidays. They were a time of celebration, and we've turned them into a nightmare. So how do you fix that? Well, fix your holiday. Stop inviting Cousin Louie. Or have your holidays right here with the family you love and enjoy. Or shrink the holiday. There's a lot of ways to solve the problem, but holidays are a celebration time. A time when you come together and you're happy and you're enjoying each other and you're talking to God about how thankful you are and happy you are and how awesome God is and how awesome your family is and how much you love them. Maybe. There we go. Celebrate accomplishments. Grant, his artwork. I know I saw a lot of things on Facebook. That's a great time for you guys to celebrate with Grant, one of your family that says, hey, good job, Grant. That's awesome. That's incredible. You have a talent that is miles above many of us. And it's awesome that you accomplished something, that you completed something. Jeremy's a runner, and he finishes marathon after marathon after something I cannot do. Jeremy, good job. That is awesome. That is incredible. And we celebrate together with that. Like I said, you've got a pretty good job on your sports teams. Mary, you went to the volleyball tournament, didn't win it, but you didn't get injured. That's an accomplishment. Every year you go back and not end up with a busted knee, hip, whatever. That's an accomplishment. Baptisms, we celebrate those. do we remember then this is the 1-year anniversary of that? Oh, now the birthday just changed. It's not about your way to come onto this earth. Now it's way to join the family, way to join the Father. And so now celebrations have a new kind of element to them. Again, there's plenty of opportunities to celebrate. You've got accomplishments, you've got holidays, and you've got, of course, have this every single week. And this should be a time of celebration. How we turn this into something so serious and somber is a bit unfortunate. I say again, there's a time and a place for everything. And I think some of our time in here should be serious and somber. I think that's appropriate. But if every time is, it'd be like you going to the cards game, because I know you guys all love your cards. And today you go to the game, and there is a home run in the 3rd inning, and it's 1-0, and that's the way the game finishes. And tomorrow you're going to catch another cards game, and in the 3rd inning there's a home run, and that's the way the game finishes. And then the next day you got invited again, and you go, and in the 3rd inning there's a home run, and that's the way the game finishes. Just that's the whole game. It's always the same thing, over and over and over again. Now, for many of you, you're like, well, the question is, who hit the home run? If the Cards hit the home run, I'd probably keep coming back. If the other team hit the home run, there's no way. But in other words, the baseball game is exactly the same every single time. How monotonous. How boring. Why go to a Cards game? It's the same. If I were going to do that, I'd go watch a soccer match. Those of you that don't know, I'm a huge soccer fan. Love soccer coaching. But 1-0. Very exciting. And that's in essence what we've done in here. There's a time to celebrate in here. There's a time to be serious in here. There's a time for a little bit of in between, and maybe a combination of each. And we make our celebration what it should be, which is all about God. We're getting to where we need to be. It is a spiritual discipline. It is one we need to work on. I want to finish with this. Some of us are stuck in our ways. Understand? If you do nothing else, if you can't break through that bond, that bar that's holding you, and maybe God isn't enough of a reason, and I know that sounds wrong, but I'm still struggling with it, even though I know it's for God, because I still care about the people around me more than I do what I'm doing there. And that's a flaw in me, and maybe it's one in you, and so that's why I throw it to you. If the people around you are such a strong influence, then let me encourage you this. Right here's your reason. The people around you. I mean, what are we giving them? Because the reality is, and I'm going to be completely honest, a lot of study outside of grad school, in grad school, here is the hot topic. We're not keeping them. We're not keeping our young people. Why? And there's 4 million reasons why you could say why. But if the young people come in here and see you, and you don't really look happy to be here, yeah, why would they want to stay? Or if a visitor comes in and you don't look happy to be here, why would they stay? If you don't like this, why are you here? Go to work. just call this another Monday, and just work some more. I mean, because you don't like being there, but you're forced to because you got to get that paycheck. None of those apply here. This is your choice. So I hope that this might be a call for you, because I want to keep these guys. I love young people. I've worked around young people all of my life. I will continue to work around young people as long as I can, even when I don't make any too late. I don't make any sense to them anyway. Stupid dad jokes and puns and all of that stuff. But I love them like crazy, and I care about their future, and I care about what is happening and how I play a part in their life. And I want you all to play a part in their life. I met Grandma and Grandpa Payne in this building, and they played a huge part in my life. And they weren't related to me at all. People would ask all the time, wait, so Reiser, Payne, so Christina, that must be your parents, is that right? And we'd be like, no, that's just church parents. We met them at church, and they stayed with us at church, and they'd invite us camping with them, and they do all these things with us, and they were just church family. We did a lot of things outside of this place. They were there for the birth of my kids. They were there. We wanted them there for graduation, but they were dealing with some stuff as well. And they were family, completely and totally family from right here. So those of you that are in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, you play a part too, as much as anybody else. Now imagine this. You are 70 years old, and you have no other family in this building, and you walk over to one of these young people, and you offer them a piece of candy one Sunday just to kind of break the ice because, well, what kid doesn't like candy? In fact, who's got candy? Even adults like candy. And you start a conversation with them, and you start to meet them, and you start to care for them. And next thing you know, you send them a card on Tuesday just saying, hey, I hope you have a great day at school. Why? Because maybe you've got time to do that. And pretty soon they come to see you on a Sunday, and they shake your hand on Sunday, and they're like, hey, it's good to see you. Kay Plaster, there's the name. Kay Plaster, Maryland Heights. I walked in the door, and I don't know why, but she latched onto me. She was in her 70s. She always said I was cute, so I appreciate that. I think she's losing her eyesight. But women and men like that I've encountered in my life had no family tie to me, but they latched on and they said, you're now one of mine, and I'm going to love you just like you were one of mine. And you know what's crazy? After a little bit of time, because it takes a little bit to break through some of their shell, they start to love you just like you're one of theirs. And I think that's called Christianity. So thank you guys this morning. I'm sorry if I ruffled some feathers, but really I'm not, because I hope Shane does that to you a lot. He needs to. You shouldn't come in here and just hear what you want to hear. You should come in here and go, wait, I don't agree with that one. But I do agree with these three things. That's good. That's good for you. It's called growth. Thank you. I love this place. I love many of you that I've already known for years. Some of you I'm seeing some fresh faces, which is awesome and encouraging to me. And I hear people are not here because I was. So that's expected. But let me pray for you and with you, and then I'll give it over to Mark. Father, we come this morning, and I thank you for these guys. I thank you for their heart and their passion for you. I thank you that they come in here to worship you. And Father, I pray that you give them courage and a willingness to shut off the outside world and go ahead and worship you in spirit and complete spirit, so that it's just an outpouring of their love for you, and their outpouring of the Spirit, and how it is just drawn to you. And Father, I pray that our worship time is that. Father, I pray that that this place will build a community. I know it's already strong, but I pray that they will take these young people under their wing and nurture them and help them and guide them and be a part of their lives. And Father, I thank you so much for the young people and the energy they bring, the excitement they bring, and I pray that we feed off of that. Most of all, Lord, I thank you for your Son. He sacrificed himself. He gave his life for somebody else. And Father, I pray that we are willing to do the same thing. And I pray this all in his name. Amen.